The second poet for the evening will be Joanna Hoffman, who, formerly of DC Baltimore, currently of NYC Slam Scene, who will do many, many great things. Here is a little bit more about Joanna in tiny, tiny, tiny font. Joanna Hoffman wrote poetry obsessively through her teenage years and discovered slam in college. She went to her first slam at Zandos in 2000 and has been active in the scene ever since. She was a member of the 2002, 2006, and 2007 DC Baltimore Slam teams. In 2006, she performed in team finals, placing 4th out of 73 teams at the National Poetry Slam in Austin. She was also the 2007 DC Baltimore Grand Slam champion.
Hi, I'm Joanna Hoffman, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
I'm a barcode. 7491365, 7491365, 7491365. I turn to my side and exhale 856 times. I've calculated the exact amount of breaths it takes for the screaming sepia to drip through my skull. I've calculated the exact amount of breaths it takes for the screaming sepia to drip through my skull, shadowing over the epileptic rattling of my shaken brain. Good morning, Mrs. Goldman, 7491365. I know they mean well, here in this home for the aged, but they will never understand. I have no language now. Each word comes out ink-blotted, a Charlie Brown wail. Miss Goldman, are you all right? 7491365. Before the war, I was Sarah Goldman. Danced to jazz in my sister's basement. Fell in love with the curve of my husband's neck, just like anybody else. When the Nazis came to take him away, I said that my world had ended, used words like miserable, starving, and when they came to take me, all I could do was insert my fist into my mouth as they loaded us onto the train car, my pathetic skin flashing frantic SOSs to the barren soil as we passed. Here is your number, 7491365, 7491365. When you die, that's all that will be left behind. Your hair stretched into a lampshade for $6.99. Your fillings melted down. Your organs given to the soldiers. Your body, a medical experiment for doctors wanting to quantify pain. Tell me what I'm worth, 7491365. Tell me who I am, 7491365. Where is my sister? Where is my mother? Where am I? Where? When the Russians came to liberate the camp, I cried, and not out of joy. How do you go back to a world you've lost the map to? How do you explain to an employer the gaps on your resume from 1938 to 1945? How do you ever ride a train again? When each car carries 1,000 Sarah Goldmans on their way to be burnt in an oven or gassed in the shower, I am not Sarah Goldman, 7491365. Tell me what's real and tell me what's over. Tell me what's history and what keeps me, 7491365. This morning, the nurse said to me, Mrs. Goldman, you must have been so smart to have gotten out of there alive. And I had no words to tell her. There is no smart here. Survival is not a skill, it is a lottery. And what makes you think I did? What makes you think I did? Hope is the stupid little yellow bird who used to batter his skull against my living room window over and over and over again with unrelenting excitement, as if that next desperate surge forward would melt his wings through glass, softly shoving aside molecules for twig-like bones to pass through, and all this for that lovebird screaming behind bars, and he wanted that bird, thought her wings may be clipped, but damn, she is fly, wanted to make her tweet his name, and so every day for 6 months, his head thumping harmonized with the clinking of breakfast spoons, and my sister would look up from her Cheerios and say, that bird is stupid. And 15 years later, I look up from my beer and say, no, that bird is hope. And sometimes hope seems stupid to everyone but the one hoping, and everyone hopes for something. The truth is, I pretend to be a cynic, but I am really a dreamer who is terrified of wanting something she may never get. After this last heartbreak, I decided I should take Jay-Z's advice and be forever macking, but the truth is I have no game, and my pickup lines are all haikus. I just want to show you the energy that crackles beneath my veins like exposed power lines, like my potential is as infinite as these blurred faces rushing past me, and that's how I feel every time you call me, like even our silences end in ... like who knows what could happen. And I have no flight plan, just a speck in the distance of something that just might be close to beautiful. So I now unfold these wings, crush empty air between them like empty excuses, like this crush on you is crushing me, and I am a crush monster. I get crushes on ideas and ideals and non-profit organizations, and I can think of nothing sweeter than spending my days making this world better. And my dad says, that's really nice, Joanna, but there are bills to pay. And I can't even say how many grown-ups have tossed me similar consolation prizes. Like the woman who came up to me once after a poetry reading and said, your idealism's really cute, but you'll grow up one day. And you should know, things will only get worse from here. And I should have said, lady, you had better fucking pray I never grow up. Because if there weren't people out there who believed in possibility, shit would never get done. I believe in evolution, like a river slowly winding its way up a mountain, like a broken-winged bird spiraling to heaven. Things can only go up from here, and miracles happen every day. So I hope for the day I can sit at a Jerusalem bar with Arab friends, and the only dispute will be over who buys the beer. And I hope for that wedding I've wanted ever since I knew how to want. And maybe hope is stupid, as long as hope is a kamikaze whisper from your lips, never meant to go anywhere but crashing down, and maybe that's why it does. But I believe in a hope that flies, like a little yellow bird soaring into your living room through a window that has been open all along. Because that's what I get. The hot-boiled rage that comes from this. Fear snaked through the plumbing of my pulse. There is nothing quite like being a woman followed by a man at 2 a.m. on a deserted block in Brooklyn, when sobriety is against me and so are all of the taxis racing past. He grabs me with the dumb confidence of someone who has never been told no, and so I do. You fucking dyke, he sneers, and my nice girl smile blisters. I was careful at the bar, told him no thank you for the drinks, rested my hand on the back of her chair and kissed her goodnight outside on the steps. And now all I have is this key pressed into my hand, my heart a furious percussion, pounding knuckle into bone white as stars, raw aches prisoned into splintering skin. He wants this, and I should apologize. How long I have knitted contempt into bitter resignation, drooled excuses and closed-mouthed smiles without ever touching down into the furious truth that I don't owe him or anyone anything for being who I am. For every time I've had to tell a friend, there's something about me you should know. I'm still the same Joanna you love, and I promise I'm not attracted to you. For every time I've had to say, Mom, you didn't do anything wrong. This isn't about you. Here's what I've never said. I have spent years committing hate crimes against myself, clawing against the inside of my skin, staring at the ceiling of my parents' house, praying until morning, please don't make me gay, please don't make me gay. And I fought too hard to survive, to not defend myself to the teeth, and I worked too hard to love this than to listen to anyone try to convince me not to. Hate crimes are committed by people who think they can stamp out our humanity like God. Before he was anyone else, Matthew Shepard was somebody's son. James Byrd was somebody's father. And before I was just some girl racing towards the train with keys pressed into my bloody hand, I was somebody's daughter who used to run through pitch black hallways with my eyes closed, trusting that someone had left the nightlight on.